What if you could see the real-time status of your Kubernetes applications and troubleshoot any issues right from your deployment tool without juggling multiple tools and credentials? Well, stick around for a few minutes because I want to show you Kubernetes Live Object Status in Octopus Deploy. With Kubernetes Live Object Status, you get instant visibility into what's actually running in your Kubernetes environments right now, not just what was deployed at deployment time. You can spot problems immediately, compare live state against your intended configuration, and troubleshoot issues directly from the Octopus interface. No more context switching between tools, or wondering if that green deployment checkmark still means everything is running as intended. Let me show you how this works, and when looking at my project's dashboard, there are a lot of green check marks and everything looks pretty good. But this is representing what happened at deployment time and not showing me the current state of these applications in the target environments. At the top, you'll notice this new live status toggle. By toggling that on, it shows me the real-time status of Kubernetes components for any environments using a Kubernetes agent rolled up as a single live status. Suddenly, things don't seem that great. I've got a few projects where the objects are simply missing, and that's because I've deleted them from the target cluster. But let's take a closer look at my project called Live Status. When you open a project, you'll get a more detailed view showing both the deployment history and, if toggled on, the live status of each environment towards the top. Even though the deployment for version 0.0.3 went okay in all three environments, in development, the app is currently in a degraded state, and in staging, it's missing. Opening up the live status for development allows me to get a detailed breakdown of all the objects included in this deployment, including their current status. With this environment, the namespace, service, and config map all seem to be okay, but the deployment itself is degraded, and if I expand that out, I can see that I've got an issue with the pod. You can click on any of these objects to get more information, including a summary of the object, and you can see recent events, which already hints at what's going wrong. There's an error with pulling the image, and if I want to dive deeper, there's an area to view logs for the object right here from the Octopus Deploy interface. This is a simple example. I went and changed the container image to one that doesn't exist, so the container can't start. If I close that and open the deployment, over on the Manifest tab, I can see both the live manifest in real time of what's running on the target cluster and the applied manifest from when the last deployment occurred. Toggling this to show the diffs lets me very quickly see that someone has manually changed the number of replicas to 1 from 3 and changed the image tag, deviating from what was applied in the release of version 0.0.3. Going back to my project and looking at the staging environment, the overall live status is missing. As I explore the individual components, I can see they're all healthy and okay, except for the config map. Straight away, I know something has gone wrong with the config map, and I know exactly what to dive into to start resolving the issue. Finally, over in the production environment, this is all healthy, and as expected, when looking closer at the live status, the Octopus Deploy monitor reports that all of the components that make up this deployment are healthy. This functionality is available today on Octopus Cloud if you're using the Kubernetes agent deployment target, as the monitoring component is enabled by default when you deploy the agent. The agent is a lightweight application that you install in your Kubernetes cluster. It's an easy install, and we provide a Helm command you can run on your cluster to deploy the required Octopus components and register it with your Octopus instance. We generally now recommend using the agent for deployments from Octopus to Kubernetes. The monitoring component sits in your Kubernetes cluster. It monitors the resources and gathers information. It then sends that information back to your Octopus Deploy instance using gRPC, which is what you see in the live status section of Octopus Deploy. For further details, if you want to dive in, there are some resources linked below. First is the blog post on the Octopus Deploy blog by Nick, introducing this capability, taking you through some of the background of building the feature, and also a sneak peek as to what might be coming next. Nick and Kit also did a deep dive into this feature and surrounding capabilities in a webinar which is hosted on the Octopus Deploy YouTube channel, And of course, there's excellent documentation you can find on the Octopus Deploy docs website. Here at Octopus Deploy, we want to provide the best experience for deploying and monitoring your applications on Kubernetes, and Live Object Status is an exciting integration with much more in this space to come. We'd love to hear from you if you have feedback and suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.